My April housing report is here. Well, it's hard to believe, I know, but it's still a seller's market. The average days on market is only 17 days. Why do you care? What does that mean to you? Well, no matter you're thinking about buying or selling a home, or you're simply just curious, want to keep up to date on the market, you don't want to miss today's video. Coming up, now we're at my website, reginachengroup.com. In the blog section, every month we provide the most updated Irvine housing report. Let's look at the April data. So in April, there are totally 245 new homes listed on the market, and there are 120 of them went under contract in the month of April. And why is this important? Under contract or pending, anything in escrow? In real estate world, we use that number as a gauge,a measurement of buyer demand. And there are totally 214 homes sold in April. In terms of price point, the median home sales price is $1,519,500. In terms of supply, it's about 1.6 months worth of homes for sale, which is not a lot. And average days on market is 17 days. If you want to get an idea, what's the median price per square foot of Irvine home in month of April? That number is $858. Next, I'm gonna switch gears, get into more detail, more depth to see the development in April between attached home and detached home, respectively. We are looking at the OC Fast Stats report. This is provided by Orange County Realtor Association of Professional on a monthly basis. We're looking at the April report. And this report, it always breaks out to two different buckets, different property type, attached home and detached home. Detached home is pretty straightforward. Single family home, no shareable. Attached home will include the number for condos and townhome. Let's jump right in. I highlighted those line items in yellow. I think that's more significant, important, meaningful. Let's look at them together. So attached home in April, new listings are 115.5 homes. That's 29% more than last April. It's a lot. It's almost like a third of it. If we look at the year-to-date number, that means that we roll up from January through April 4 months together. That's still a 20% increase. So we definitely see more listing this year compared to last year. In terms of pending sales, like I mentioned, that's an important measurement. In real estate world, we use it to measure the buyer demand. In April, attached home is 63. That's a 20% down compared to last April. If you look at the cumulative number, it's more on par. It's about like 1.7% more or around like 2%. Next, we're looking at the days on market to see how fast the homes are moving. In April, the number is only 17 days. If we look at January through April this year is 19 days. So it's pretty consistent between 17 days and 19 days. Price point wise, median sales price for attached home in April is $1,145,000. That's a 22% higher compared to last April. Cumulatively, it's also still higher, not so strong, over 20, but it's around 17%. Next one, I'll talk about the ratio, the percentage between original list price and their sales price. That's what we're looking at is trying to understand that when a home is sold, on average, it's 1.2% higher than list price. We see that there's still over asking. Buyers are writing above list price offer. In terms of the supply-wise, month supply of inventory. In April, we have about 1.6 month worth of attached home for sale. So by the historical standard, that's definitely not a lot. All right, so just take a minute to think about it. What does that mean to us, all those numbers? So, all right, we know that the supply listing, there is more, but the demand is kind of coming down. So even with that dynamic, I just want to explain. In the past few years, we see a big gap or discrepancy between demand is up here, supply is here. That's why causing all the multiple offer, over asking sales. So now we're seeing that supply is coming up and demand is coming down. So it's meeting each other somewhere in between. But we're definitely not at the buyer's market yet. Yes, the imbalance is the gap is getting smaller. But as of today, like in May, we're still seeing there's still more demand than supply. But the good news for buyers is that now buyers definitely have more option choices compared to a year ago. Okay, let's moving on. Look at the detached home segment. So in April, detached home, we have 130 homes on the market. That's an 18% increase. If we look at the cumulative number, it's 33%. So the trending wise consistent with attached home. In terms of pending sales, the buyer demand, we also see about 26% less compared to last April. On a yearly basis, the demand is about like 3%. If you remember, the attached homes are around like 2%. So again, it's consistent. We don't see like a huge difference between two different kind of a home type. In terms of days on market, it's also 17 days, moving really fast, selling fast. Median sales price is $2,049,000. That's a 27% increase compared to last April. On a year-to-date basis, is 20% higher than last year. The ratio between sales price and list price in April is about 3%. So on average, single-family homes sold in April, it's about 3% higher than the list price. Even the cumulative number is right around there, 2.5%, 3%. Monthly supply is consistent. It's only about 1.5 months supply. What do we learn from April report? Number one, there's definitely more home for sale. So the listing is on the rise. Year to date for attached home, there's a 20% more. And for single family home is 33% more compared to same period last year. And number two is the demand is coming down. In April, we see that for single family home, it dropped 26%. For attached home, the demand dropped by 20%, but that's one single month, so the fluctuation might seem more volatile, like bigger up and down. If we look at the year to date, 4 months so far, the demand for single family home and attached home still like hovering between 2 to 3% increase compared to last year, but it's definitely not as strong. The growth is not as steep as last year. Number three, we still see over asking sales price. It's about 1%. Number four, homes are still selling fast. On average, it's only 17 days for a new home to go under contract. Number five, supply is still low. It's on average 1.6 months. There are 4 things you can do. Number one, go on to my website, reginachenggroup.com/blog to subscribe to the monthly report. That way you can keep posts on the latest Irvine housing market. Number two, you can subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any latest video talking about everything going on in Irvine. Number three, if you're a seller, it's still a seller's market. But the difference is now it's not like last couple years that is barely any competition. You just throw the home on the market, it'll sell itself. And today, like I mentioned, there's more listing for buyers. So as seller, you can still sell top dollar over asking quick, but we have to work as a team, do our homework. For example, strategically price our home. Number two, we have to prep the home correctly to make it attractive, compelling to the buyers. If you want to know how the past sales has impacted your home value, you can use the link below to get the most in-depth, updated home value analysis for you. Number four, if you're a buyer, you definitely have more options right now. You have more choices. It is true, there are more listings than before, but the competition for a well-priced, good condition homes is still fierce. That's why I want to invite you for a chat and share with you the strategy we use to help our clients find their dream homes. We don't just solely rely on MLS listing. Well, our team goes above and beyond with our customized VIP buyer campaign. This proactive campaign enable us to find the off-market homes that you won't see anywhere else. Let's use the link below to schedule a call today.